Okay guys, let us discuss about the nuclear reactor. It is the application of fission process. This is what application of fission process. This is the application of fission process. Okay, means by the using of nuclear reactor, just energy will be produced. Okay, like a thermal power plant. But what is the difference between the thermal plant, means conventional power plant, and the nuclear power plant? In a conventional power plant, generally chemical reactions are occurs, and in a nuclear power plant, nuclear reactions is considered like a fission, okay, or fusion. But this is quite difficult to handle. Okay, we discuss about it later on. In comparison, if you consider conventional energy sources like a coal, पेट्रोलियम, where the chemical reactions are there, अगर आप कंसिडर करते हो तो इसमें क्या होता है, इसकी जो एनर्जी है, इसमें जो भी एनर्जी इन्वॉल्व है वो एनर्जी इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट के टर्म में होती है. मतलब एनर्जी इन्वॉल्व इन द रेंज ऑफ ईवी, एनर्जी इन्वॉल्व इन द रेंज ऑफ ईवी. if you just burn the 1 kg of coal, then how much energy will be released? In a 1 kg of coal, how much energy will be released? 10 raised to 7 joule in a conventional power plant. But if we, in place of this one, if you burn 1 kg of uranium, 1 kg of uranium, how much energy will be released? 10 raised to 14 joule. So how much is higher than the, see, 10 raised to 7 times higher than the coal. This energy is 10 raised to 7 times higher than this one. Why? Because this energy is in the range of MeV, as we discussed in the theory sessions, in the previous sessions. Okay, if you consider the what is the energy, binding energy per nucleon, 5 MeV, 10 MeV, sorry, 5 MeV, 6 MeV, 7 MeV, like this. So in terms of MeV, this energy involved in this type of reaction is in terms of MeV. So this energy is much larger compared to this one. So nuclear reactor producing a large amount of energy in comparison with the chemical power plants. Chemical power plants means coal, petroleum, like this. Okay, all of you guys note this. Then after we are going to the nuclear reactions. Okay guys, let us come to discussion about the nuclear reactor. First of all, how the nuclear reactor is works. So first, the Enrico Fermi suggests the chain reaction for the working of the nuclear reactor. Okay, so let me understand what is chain reaction, which is suggested by the Fermi. As we discussed in our last session, if you consider any fission process, okay, consider it is uranium, consider that is what uranium, and one neutron is collide with this one. If you consider this is the neutron, any neutron is moving with some speed, and it is just bombarding on a uranium like this. See, then it is converted into some fragments and some another neutrons. So it is converted into fragments. We have a different types of fragment, okay, as we discussed in the last session. So this both are fragments, but with this fragment some neutrons are also produced here. So maybe there is a two possibility. First possibility is what, maybe here two neutrons are produced, so 2 and 1, or maybe 3 neutrons are produced like this. Maybe it depends on these fragments, which fragments are created here. So maybe here 2 neutrons are produced, maybe here 3 neutrons are produced in a one reaction, in a one single reaction. So what we can say, on an average 2.5 neutrons are produced in a one fission process. So on an average we consider here 2.5 neutrons are produced in a one fission process, in a fission process, in a one fission process. If you consider this situation, okay, so once this reaction starts, वंस दिस रिएक्शन स्टार्ट, एक बार अगर रिएक्शन स्टार्ट हो गए तो उसके बाद कितने न्यूट्रॉन्स मिलने वाले हैं, 2.5 ऑन एन एवरेज, मतलब 2 भी मिल सकते हैं, 3 भी मिल सकते हैं। तो ए प्रोसेस स्टार्ट होने के बाद इतने न्यूट्रॉन्स हमको मिल रहे हैं, तो वो न्यूट्रॉन्स क्या करेंगे, इसके पास भी एनर्जी होगी, कितनी एनर्जी होती है इसके पास, तो इसके पास ऑलमोस्ट अगर आप ये काउंट करते हो तो इसके पास अप्रोक्सीमेटली 2 MeV जितनी एनर्जी रहती है, एज वी डिस्कस इन लास्ट सेशन. As we discussed in last session, how much energy of this neutrons? That's approximately 2 MeV. Approximately, okay, 2 MeV energy. This neutron contains this much of energy. So its speed is very high. Its speed is very high. So these are again able to produce a new fission process with the another uranium, because there is a large amount of uranium is present inside the nuclear reactor. Okay, so when this one neutrons, it starts the fission process, again some of the neutrons are produced, and these neutrons again starts this new fission process. So by these neutrons, 2 or 3, again next 2 or 3 means if you consider this one, then 4 neutrons are produced. If you consider this one, then 6 neutrons are produced, sorry, 9 neutrons are produced. Okay, similarly this number of neutrons are increasing, this all neutrons are containing this reaction. So this type of reaction is called a chain reaction. So chain reaction is suggested by Enrico Fermi. Chain reaction is suggested by Enrico Fermi, and this is responsible for the nuclear, this type of process occurs inside the nuclear reactor. But there is a 2 cases. Okay, first one is a stable energy output, second one is unstable energy output. Let me discuss about this one. What is stable energy output, what is unstable energy output? So first one, stable energy output, and second one, unstable energy output. Okay, now what is the stable energy output and what is the unstable energy output? If this type of chain reaction is continue, then its number of neutrons increasing exponentially, 2, then 4, then 8, then 16, then 32, like this. Okay, so it's exponentially increases. If these neutrons are continuing this fission process, then these fragments are just comes to rest directly, because in a large amount of uranium, these fragments are comes to rest, and this kinetic energy means most of energy contained by these 2 fragments. So this energy is converted into heat. Why? Because it comes to rest, as we discussed in last session. So most of the energy converted into heat. So this chain reaction must be controlled. If it is not controlled, then unstable energy is produced. Means what? Large amount of energy is produced at a time, and the reactor will be blast. Okay, so if chain reaction is controlled by whatever method, but if chain reaction is controlled, then we get stable energy output. But if is not controlled and this is continue like this, okay, then it is unstable energy output. At that time the blast is occurs. Okay, so this one is required. Stable energy output is required for any power plant, any nuclear reactor. But unstable, due to this unstable energy output, this chain reaction is uncontrolled. Here chain reaction is controlled. Chain reaction control. Here chain reaction uncontrolled. Chain reaction uncontrolled. Uncontrolled. If you consider the uncontrolled chain reaction, then the blast is occurs. Then finally blast is occurs, or we can say that nuclear reactor will be explode. Nuclear reactor will be explode like a bomb. So if you consider any bomb, okay, so inside the bomb unstable energy output is required, but inside the nuclear reactor stable energy output is required. Why? What is the purpose of this nuclear reactor? To produce the electricity. So we require stable energy. But what is the purpose of bomb? Okay, so to produce the large amount of energy at a time, so there is an unstable energy output inside the bomb. So inside the bomb, the chain reaction is in uncontrolled case. This chain reaction is uncontrolled inside the bomb, and the finally bomb will be blast. Okay, but if you consider the reactor, we require this one. What we have to require here? Stable energy output. So first case is what? This neutron must be balanced, and as well as experiment shows, all of you guys must be note this, experiment shows for the nuclear reaction, slow neutrons are more suitable. Which type of neutrons are more suitable? Okay, slow neutrons, or we can also call it as thermal neutrons. Thermal neutrons are more suitable for nuclear fission reaction. All of you guys note this. Experiment shows slow neutrons are more suitable. Experiment shows slow neutrons are more suitable, or it is also called a thermal neutrons. Slow neutrons also called a thermal neutrons for nuclear fission reaction. Okay, this is the experiment. So what is the purpose of this? Why we have to require this? If the neutrons having large amount of energy like this 2 MeV, then its speed is also very large. So it is escaping this material. If you consider that is a large amount of uranium material, and neutron is moving with a very large speed, 0 and 1. Neutron is moving with a very large speed. See, that is a neutron. If it is moving with very large speed, its speed is much more higher, then it is cross this one without interacting with the uranium nucleus. Okay, so slow neutrons must be required. What happen if the fast neutrons we have? So fast neutrons, if you consider the fast neutrons, then what happen? So fast neutrons are just come out from the uranium without interaction, come out from this uranium substances. Okay, large amount of substance is present inside the nuclear reactor, so it's directly come out from the substance, okay, without any interaction. So slow neutrons must be required. So fast neutrons are fast neutrons are come out from the uranium substance or material, whatever, without interaction. Without any interaction, these neutrons are come out. Okay, so what is the required condition here? How we slow this one? So if we have to we require to slow down this one, then there is some method to slow this neutron. Okay, as we discussed in a Chadwick experiment, Chadwick's discovery of neutron by the Chadwick. So Chadwick shows this by the experiment. If any neutrons you have, consider it, sir, if you have any neutrons, okay, and it is just collide with hydrogen, head-on collision. Neutron is collide with a hydrogen head-on collision. Okay, this is the Chadwick experiment. If this both are collide with each other, then this almost most of the energy of the neutrons is gained by the hydrogen. Hydrogen means proton. Hydrogen means what? Proton. If neutron is collide with the hydrogen, then if it is raised, then this neutrons is slow down. And most of the energy is carried by the hydrogen. Hydrogen means proton, and this type of collision is a generally elastic collision. This type of collision is called a elastic. As we discuss in a collision chapter, if you consider the one marble, if you consider this is one marble, this placed on a ground like this, frictionless ground, here the same another marble. if this marble moving with a speed v, and here the head-on collision is occurs between this two marble. If head-on collision is occurs, then marble 1 and marble 2, then after collision marble 1 is almost comes to rest and the marble 2 is moving with the same speed, as we discussed. So exactly similar situation, here the marbles are used, but here the neutrons and hydrogen. So this neutrons, if you consider this neutron which moving with very high speed, if it is collide with the hydrogen, okay, then almost most of the energy is transferred to hydrogen and this neutrons is becomes a slowdown. This is the experiment which is performed by the Chadwick. Okay, so all of you guys note this in your books somewhere, then after I just erased it. Pause your screen and note this. Okay, now how to slow down these neutrons? We must be required slow this neutron, because when it is produced, यहाँ पे जब भी न्यूट्रॉन प्रोड्यूस्ड होता है, मतलब यहाँ पे जब भी न्यूट्रॉन्स एमिट्स होता है, उसकी एनर्जी कितनी होती है 2 MeV, मतलब लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी फॉर द न्यूट्रॉन, सो स्पीड इज मस्ट बी वेरी large. Then how we slow down this one? So for first purpose is what, if we have to slow this neutron, then we require large amount of material inside the reactor to slow this neutrons, to slow the neutrons, large amount of material required inside the reactor. This is the required case. Why large amount of material required? If you have a large amount of material present inside this one, then it's passed, when a neutron is passed through the large amount of material, then maybe it is slowed down with the during the collision. So due to the collision, this is slowed down like this. So this is the required condition. Okay, so this fissionable material is which one here? Here if you consider this situation, which is fissionable material? Uranium is what? Fissionable material. Fissionable material. So with this fissionable material, some another material is also added into the nuclear reactor, okay, to slow down this neutron, because we have a large amount of material required. So fissionable material is not only present inside the reactor, some another materials also feed with the fissionable material. Okay, so which type of material is feed inside this? This is called a moderator. What is the role of moderator? To slow the neutrons. So moderator, all of you guys, you must be remember this word. So moderator is a material which is feed with the uranium substance, with the fissionable substance, which is one uranium here. So with the fissionable material, some moderator is feed inside this one to slow down the neutrons. So what is the main purpose of moderator? Main purpose of moderator is to slow down the neutrons, to slow down the neutrons, to means the speed is decreases, slow the neutrons. Okay, so which type of material used as a moderator? Okay, actually moderator is feed with the fissionable material. Moderator is feed in a nuclear reactor with fissionable material. Okay, it's feed inside this one. So which type of material used as a moderator? So this one is our case. Example of moderator, very simple. Maybe we are using the water as a moderator. Second example, heavy water as a moderator. Heavy water called a D2O. Maybe graphite is used as a moderator. So these are the some example which is used as a moderator. But if you consider this situation, So water, so in India, if we consider in India, then at Mumbai there is a one nuclear reactor is present, that is a Bhabha Atomic Research Center, BARC. At a Mumbai BARC nuclear reactor is present, and at this place water is used as a moderator. Okay, at this place the water is used as a moderator. Water is used as a moderator. If you consider the remaining nuclear plant, nuclear reactor at the in the India, okay, remaining ish except this one, all the nuclear plants in India, all the nuclear reactors in India use the heavy water as a moderator. Okay, so let's we write this one is also all the nuclear plants, all the nuclear plants means reactors are used heavy water as a moderator in India. All of you guys must be not this one, sometime maybe this type of question is asking to you. At the Mumbai BARC, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, water is used as a moderator, and remaining plants in India, remaining nuclear reactors in presence inside India, all are used heavy water as a moderator. Okay, so this is the basic requirement, basic example which is used as a moderator. All of you must be not this. Okay, now see, if you slow these neutrons, then say next case is, or if we slow this neutron, see, by the some method, by using a moderator inside the nuclear reactor, but tell me this number of neutron does not decreases. So fission process is continuous. This chain reaction is not controlled. Here by this one, this chain reaction is not controlled, or only we have this neutron's speed is decreases. If neutron speed is decreased, then these neutrons are useful. These neutrons, after the decreasing its speed by this using of moderator, these neutrons are able to create a next fission process. Okay, but if we consider this situation only if you are using the moderator, then number of neutron does not decreases. So chain reaction is again uncontrolled. Then how we control the chain reaction? So for controlling this chain reaction, okay, we are using the control rods. So second term which is most useful is which one? Control rods. Control rods. What is control rods? So if we consider this control rods, then control rods control the chain reaction. What is this purpose of this one? Purpose of this one is what? To slow down the neutron. Similarly, purpose of control rod is what? To control the reaction. Okay, if you have to control the reaction, अगर आपको रिएक्शन को कंट्रोल करना है तो क्या करना होगा? यहाँ पे न्यूट्रॉन जितने भी प्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं इससे डिक्रीज करने होंगे. Why? We have required only one neutron. If you have incident, if one neutron is bombarding on the uranium, then here also you require one neutron. Remaining are not required. Okay, to control this reaction. If one neutron is bombarding, one is required. If 5 neutrons is bombarded here, then here the maximum 5 neutrons is required. Remainings are unuseful for us. Then we have to decrease the number of neutrons. Okay, so this control rods, what is the role of this one? This control rod decrease the number of neutrons inside this nuclear reactor by absorbing of the neutron. Okay, so this control rod generally made. Control rods are made with neutron absorbing material. मतलब कंट्रोल रोड जो है किससे बने होंगे, वो उसमें कौन सा मटेरियल होगा? ऐसा कोई मटेरियल होगा जो न्यूट्रॉन को एब्जॉर्ब कर सकता है. Okay, so this control rod are generally made with a neutron absorbing material. So which type of material is used? So here this material, neutron absorbing material, is used as a cadmium. So generally control rods are made with a cadmium. So cadmium is a highly neutron absorbing material. So when we have to require, this rod is put inside this nuclear, means move inside the nuclear, and now additional neutrons are absorbed by the cadmium. So this control reaction is just comes to the this chain reaction is controlled by this neutron absorbing material. Okay, so role of control rods are to control the reaction, role of moderator to slow down the neutron. All of you guys all of you note this in your books, then after we are just comes to the further study of this one. Okay, note it. Okay, in this case, in the nuclear reactor, as we discussed just of this one, what we discussed here as control rod and moderator is, due to the moderator the neutrons are slowed down. Here one another terms must be remember, and that is a multiplication factor. One most important terms, that is what? Multiplication factor. Multiplication factor generally denoted by K. It is denoted by K. Now what is this multiplication factor? So if you consider the K, then K is a ratio. K is a multiplication factor, is a ratio of number of fission produced by given generation of neutron to number of fission produced by preceding generation. Of neutron. So this is called a multiplication factor. What is the meaning of this? Suppose you consider the nuclear reaction, then number of fission produced by the given generation of, means अभी जो न्यूट्रॉन है उससे कितने फिशन प्रोड्यूस होते हैं. ओके, और इसके आगे के जो उसमें कितने प्रोड्यूस हुए थे, उन दोनों का रेशियो, नंबर ऑफ फिशन प्रोड्यूस बाय द गिवन जनरेशन एंड प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय द प्रीसीडिंग जनरेशन, इन दोनों का रेशियो क्या होता है? मल्टीप्लिकेशन फैक्टर. मतलब पूरा रिएक्टर जो वर्क करता है वो किस पे डिपेंड करता है? के पे. मतलब के की वैल्यू पे डिपेंड करता है कि कैसे होगा ये. ठीक है, लेट अस सी इफ वी कंसीडर दिस वन K, then K for the control chain reaction, K is equal to 1. Okay, K, if K is equal to 1, then we call it is critical situation, and this is required for proper working of a nuclear reactor. This one is required for proper working of a nuclear reactor. If K less than 1, then this is suitable, no problem. It is also suitable if it is less than 1, but it is just maintained near to 1, near to unity. Okay, less than 1 means not 0.5, 0.4 like this. This is less than 1, suitable, but when it is suitable, it is very near to unity. What is meaning of near to unity? 0.99, 0.9 like this. So this type of situation must be required for if you have this type of situation, K is equal to 1 and K is very near to unity, then this is the stable operation. In this case, stable energy output, as we discussed in the same session, we require stable energy output in case of nuclear reactor. But what happen in case of bomb? This is a unstable energy output. If K is greater than 1, all of you guys must be note this. If K is greater than 1, K is greater than 1, then this is called a supercritical condition. Supercritical situation or condition. So this is not required actually for the proper working. Okay, so this is not required. This one is required, but it is not required. So this is the case of unstable energy output. If you consider this situation K greater than 1, which is unstable energy, in which unstable energy output, then here the rate is increasing exponentially. So power generation increasing exponentially. If power generation is increasing exponentially, very fast, exponentially means what? Very fast. Power generation is increasing very fast, and finally this nuclear reactor will be blast. Okay, if it is increasing exponentially, then finally nuclear reactor will blast, or we can say that explode, okay. And this is happening in 1986 Ukraine. In Ukraine 1986, the one nuclear reactor will be blast. Nuclear reactor was blast at that time in 1986 in Ukraine. One nuclear reactor was blast. Okay, so we must be required, K must be which is maintained very near to unity, or it is equal to 1. If it is equal to 1, then this is the best situation, but if it is generally maintained at less than 1, near to 1, why? If it is just greater than 1, then power increasing exponentially, and finally nuclear reactor will be blast. Okay, so all of you guys note this. Then after we are going to the next topic of the same one, nuclear reactor construction. Okay, all of you guys note it. Okay, let's come to discuss about the construction of nuclear reactor. So in general, actually this we discuss about the nuclear reactor processes, fission process with a 92U235, but actually it is not a more abundant isotope. So which one is more abundant isotope for the nuclear reactor? So in this case, more abundance isotope 92U238 is used, and used for a what we can say, for a nuclear reactor process, fission processes. Okay, but it is non-fissionable material. This one is a non-fissionable. If it is non-fissionable, then how we use this as for a fission process? Next case. So by the bombarding of neutron, this is converted into fissionable product, which is a plutonium. It is converted into plutonium first. This 92U238, it is not fissionable material. So by the bombarding of neutron on this one, it is converted into plutonium, and plutonium is a fissionable material with the neutron. Okay, so how it is converted? Let's we write a process of this one. Simple one. So one neutron 0 and 1 is a bombard on a 92 uranium. So this is 92U238. So finally it is just converted into another one. Okay, which one? 0 and 92. So 92 as it is 92. 1 plus 238. So that is 239. So that is uranium. This is now excited, in excited states. So this uranium producing a beta. This uranium is producing a beta, means it is decayed by the beta emission, beta minus emission. So it is decayed by beta minus emission. Okay, so it is converted plus minus 1 E0. That is beta minus, as we know, and with the beta minus always neutrino is produced. So that is what actually beta minus. Okay, so how, see here 92 and minus 1, so 92 plus 1, 92 plus 1, 93. So here it is converted into 93, 239 plus 0, that, sorry, 239, that is 239, it's converted into NP like this. Again this NP is producing the beta, means it is decayed by the beta minus 1. Then again what happened, so this 93 NP 239 is producing a beta minus 1. So minus 1 is 0 plus antino, that is what actually beta minus. Okay, so 93 and minus 1, so that is plus 1 here, so total 94. If you balance this one, so 93, 94 minus 1, 93, 93, 93 balance on both, 239 here 0, so here required 239, so that is converted into Pu, plutonium. Okay, so now this is with this plutonium, actually with this plutonium, if a neutron is used as a bombarding element, then this plutonium is produced the reaction, this produce the fission reaction. Okay, so this neutron is produce the fission process with this one. So actually this 238 is a more abundant isotope which is found naturally. This one 92U238 is found naturally, 235 is not found naturally. Okay, this is more abundant isotope. So but it is actually non-fissionable. So first is converted into fissionable by this process. Now this is the fissionable element. This plutonium is what? It is the fissionable element with the neutrons. With which one? With the neutron. This is considered as a fissionable element. Okay, and this is just a process actually. But how does a reactor is work? How does reactor is work? So reactor is work like this. All of you see, let's say I am drawing a diagram of this one. So here you consider that is a nuclear reactor. Suppose, what is this? What is this? Nuclear reactor. Okay, inside this nuclear reactor, those fissionable material as is put inside with a moderator. So here consider that is a fissionable material. Fissionable material with moderator. We already discussed about here why moderator is placed inside this nuclear reactor with the fissionable material. We already discussed about this one. Now this reaction is controlled by the control rods. So here control rods are also placed. You consider this is the control rods. This is what? Control rods. Okay, what is the role of control role of this one? So when it is move inside, when this control rods are able to move inside and outside. Okay, so this is a move inside and outside. Move inside and outside. Why? We discussed later on. Okay, but you consider like this. Now when the chain reaction is try to uncontrol, means the value of K is becomes greater than 1, this control rods are move inside, so additional neutrons are absorbed. Again it's just comes to in stable condition. Okay, so then again this rods is comes out. Okay, so when the reaction is tried to uncontrol, rod move inside. When it is becomes stable, the rod moves outside. So rods are move inside and outside to control the reaction. And what is the role of moderator? When the fast neutron is just becomes a slowdown. But when, if you consider any uranium, so consider this is the uranium, when it is exploded into the fragments, when this uranium is just transformed into the fragment, then fragments are just comes to rest. So large amount of heat is produced here. Okay, so due to this reaction, how much? 200 MeV energy is produced, and out of this 200 MeV, 170 to 180 MeV energy is converted into heat. 170 to 180 energy, it is converted into heat. So this heat is produced, so heat must be removed continuously from the reactor. So by the using of coolants, so here the coolant are joined like this, coolant are passing through this one. Okay, so what is this? Coolant. So what is the role of this coolant? When this coolant is passed through this reactor, thus all the heat which is produced inside the reactor is absorbed. Okay, and this coolant is passed through the heat exchanger. This coolant is passed through the heat exchanger. So here it is heat exchanger. Okay, so this coolant are passed through the, this is just a line diagram, that is not actual one, you must be note it. This is just a line diagram I am drawing here. So here this is the heat exchanger. Okay, what is the role of heat exchanger? Now some water is passed through this one. Water is passed through the heat exchanger. So this heat which is carried by the coolant, some heat is carried by this coolant, is transferred into the water, transferred to the water. Okay, and see here, this first when this coolant is entered here, this is the cool. Now it is passed through here, it becomes hot, and this heat is transferred into the water. So water is converted into steam. Water is converted into steam. Again this hot coolant is becomes a cooler one, and it is passed through. So this type of cycle is continuous. This type of cycle is continuous here, and this steam is passed to the turbine. Steam to turbine, and finally electricity is produced by the using of turbine. Turbine is connected to generator, and generator producing the electricity. So steam is transferred to the turbine, and here turbine is used. Turbine is produce the electric. Actually generator is produce electric, but turbine connected to the generator, and finally generator is produce the electricity. So this is the one cycle and line diagram of this one. Okay, now what is the some care here which is required here? So this all those elements, see, large amount of heat is produced, so this one must be this reactor must be placed inside the some safe there is some safe construction is required, because यहाँ पे कितनी हीट जनरेट, बहुत ज़्यादा हीट जनरेट होती है, तो यहाँ पे कुछ सेफ्टी होनी चाहिए, ठीक है। तो पूरा जो जनरेटर होता है, पूरा जो रिएक्टर होता है, वो किसी सेफ प्लेस में से रखते हैं। ओके, सो ऐसा कोई सेफ प्लेस में से उसको कंस्ट्रक्ट किया होता है, तो इससे सेफ्टी मिलती है। और यहाँ पे रिफ्लेक्टर रखा जाता है। So here reflectors are also used. Reflectors are used. Why the reflectors are used inside the reactor? Due to this reflector, thus loss is decreases. To reduce the loss, reflectors are used to reduce the loss. Otherwise, loss is increasing. So we have to use the reflector inside the nuclear reactor. Okay, so that is some basic construction of the nuclear reactor, and this is the line diagram of this one, and which type of process is actually possible, fission process possible inside the reactor. So this type, because 90 to U-235, it is not a natural isotopes. Okay, which one is natural isotopes? So this one is a 90 to U-238. In India, this uranium is used as a fissionable product. Okay, now if you consider any chemical reactor, see, if you consider any chemical, actually let's we write here. Okay, chemical plant. If you consider any chemical plants, then here some waste is must required. some waste is also, if your coal is burned, then the waste is produced. If you consider the petrol, diesel, or everything, many petroleum products is burned, some waste are produced everywhere. So similarly, if you consider the nuclear reactor, so in a nuclear reactor some waste are produced. So similar to the chemical plant, waste is produced. Similar to the chemical plant, waste is produced in a nuclear reactor. In a nuclear reactor, waste is produced. Here also waste is produced. Okay, but this waste is required more care. इस वेस्ट, जो भी वेस्ट यहाँ पे निकलता है उसे केयर रखनी पड़ती है, ऐसे ही कहीं पे नहीं रख सकते क्योंकि ये रेडियो एक्टिव होता है. यहाँ पे क्यों केयर रखनी होती है? बिकॉज दिस वन इज एक्चुअली रेडियो एक्टिव. सो काफ़ी सारा हैजार्डस क्रिएट करता है. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे हमको केयर करनी पड़ती है. तो न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर का जो भी वेस्ट होता है उसको न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी इंडियन के जो रूल्स है उसको फॉलो करके उसका कुछ जो भी है रास्ता निकालते हैं. मतलब यहाँ पे इसको कुछ ट्रीटमेंट करके उसका वेस्ट जो है वो रखना पड़ता है. तो वेस्ट, ये न्यूक्लियर पावर प्लांट जितना पावर प्रोड्यूस करता है उससे सिमिलरली यहाँ पे वेस्ट भी काफ़ी सारा निकलता है. और ये वेस्ट है और जो भी ह्यूमन हेल्थ है अपनी, उसके लिए हैजार्ड क्रिएट करता है, मतलब वो अच्छा नहीं है उसके लिए. सो ये उसका डिसएडवांटेज भी है. इफ़ यू कंसिडर द न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर, देन देर इज अ लॉट्स ऑफ एडवांटेज विथ लॉट्स ऑफ डिसएडवांटेज ऑल्सो. व्हाट इज द एडवांटेज? लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी इज प्रोड्यूस्ड विद द न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर. Okay, in comparison of a chemical plant, as we discussed earlier, this is the advantage. But what is disadvantage? Whatever the waste produced in the case of nuclear reactor, that is a hazardous for any human health. So there is a much more treatment is required before the wasting process. Okay, and why this treatment is required? Because whatever the waste produced inside the nuclear reactor, this one is a radioactive. This one is what? Radioactive. So all of you guys must be remember this, which is given in our textbook. In our textbook, if you see the page number 455, then there is a one paragraph is given. So all of you guys read this paragraph properly and note down this everything about the waste. Here in your textbook, page number 455, one paragraph is given. Okay, so all of you guys read this paragraph and note down some notes about the waste, nuclear waste. This is called a nuclear waste. This is called a nuclear waste. Okay, all of you guys note this all those things in your books properly. Okay.